Welcome back, YouTube. So I'm current. All men love the sound of a little. That's because the bearskin cargo pants are built with dual breathable vests, flexible stretch fabric, 6 pockets, and a Bear-Tex water-repellent coating to keep you dry wherever you go.
Sound speed. Baby. Yo, welcome back. Keep that in there. Yo, welcome to Know Your Role, the #1 urban entertainment podcast in Las Vegas, and that is a fact. Well, we are here with your boy OTG Rowe, and we're about to go ahead and introduce the controversial individuals that we have around us today who are going to give you the truth, the knowledge, straight from the heart and the soul. First and foremost, we have the man that brings home missing children and women, who fights around the world to make sure that right is completed at all costs necessary. Please give it up for the one, the only, BH, Big Homie CC.
Oh, no. Thank you, brother.
Of course, man.
We back working.
And we got Brian. No, I'm joking. See? Nigga started on me already. No, we got the director, the writer, the producer, the man that's behind Are You Afraid and Run Nixon. Please, ladies and gentlemen, the man that's leading Lose, Busy B.
Man, thank you, man. Happy New Year to everybody, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Glad to be here, man. Let's go.
Yeah, of course. Now we got some special guests in the building with us today. This first one was canceled, got her way back onto stand-up.
Welcome back.
And she is on the internet, constantly killing it, crushing it. She's the host and the headliner for Are You a Bully? Please give it up for Lana.
Big Lana.
Big Lana. She had back surgery, so she had a scar.
Crack never killed nobody was spitting on.
I had back surgery like not too long ago.
Okay. I heard strap season. Now, we also have a philosopher known as soaking every knowledgeable answer possible, spreading love wherever he can, the singer, rapper, dancer, entertainer, creator, the leader. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Southeast Asian Chris Brown. So, what's going on, man?
Roll beats now.
Kid.
So roll anyway, he going.
No, I appreciate it, man. So, look, this is our first episode back of the new year. There's been a lot of stuff going down. Yes, absolutely. Now, first and foremost, I wanted to talk about something that is on the internet that's prevalent right now. Jaguar Wright has said some outlandish claims about Big Homie CC, claiming that he's a federal agent.
Come on now.
I got savage
Look at that
tattoo on the
smile.
side of my face.
Look at that smile.
So look, check this out, right? And Brian, my witness.
Okay, let's go.
All we ever did was show Jaguar love, man. We done put her on different platforms to get us some money, and she traded on everybody.
This is true.
But at the end of the day, the reason she upset with me is I told her I can't date her.
Okay.
We filming the episode, she all over your boy. I'm like, all right, hold on now.
She went a little homie.
It was a
And then her husband stormed in the room,
Husband.
snatched her cell phone, run out the room.
That did happen.
So then they go outside, him and her playing, point him out, knock him out in the parking lot.
I'm weak. What?
But shit, she was winning the fight, so we ain't intervened.
Yeah.
So then it led to a whole lot of commotion, you know what I'm saying? So then, you know, she was already messing with Gangsta Williams. Like, I came in there, I'm a loyal man, you feel me? At that time, I was in a relationship, so, you know, so I told her I can't rock like this. You big sis. She took that shit personal. And then, you know, she called me and said, Jay-Z trying to get me locked up. Can you help? So she gave me the information. I had my people look it up. She got a warrant for her arrest for running off stealing a U-Haul truck.
Wow.
Wait.
So it's like, sweetheart, you stole a U-Haul truck. That's why you got the warrant. It ain't Jay-Z.
Right.
It's not Jay-Z.
Who the
Like,
fuck is this bitch? Who is
This
this?
Jaguar, right? She said she
There's a lot of
took
gossip for it.
she took a boat to Epstein Island and rescued a bunch of girls, she said.
Is there proof of her doing that?
You know how much it costs to do that?
That's so
Yeah, man. Nah. Yeah, Jaguar Wright, she used to write for Rockefeller.
Yeah, she a legendary box seller.
Yeah.
Oh, she sell box as well. You feel me? So it's kind of like I could back trafficking. I can't move around with a box seller. You out here selling the kitty cat. I'm cool with that. You got
Wow.
a box seller.
Oh, that's what they meant. I thought like
She's selling
No,
box.
I thought you were talking about the U-Haul. I was like, the box seller. What the fuck?
See, it's different kind of boxes.
Right.
Oh, God.
So she says a lot of outlandish things constantly. For example, she was trying to say that Will Smith was trying to be in a relationship with his son. She was the one that said a lot of foul, nasty rumors about a lot of different men. And what happens is if you're not in any trouble, she tries to say that somebody's gay or that they touch a kid or that they're working for the FBI. That's her whole MO, just so that way she can stay afloat.
Can't no female on this crawler ever say my name with negativity. So I'm gonna pray for Jaguar. Hopefully she can come underneath the spirit of deception and operate as a better human being.
Yeah.
But keep my name out your mouth though, little mama. She was
That
moving.
was her
She
shit.
needed to keep it that long?
She kept it that long.
But that became a rental thing too.
It's parked outside the hotel.
Dead. It was like a pod storage.
Yeah,
Like,
she going in the truck to change clothes. Damn. So that's why Jaguar has a warrant for her arrest. Watching this. Let's go ahead and put this to rest. And if she want to keep playing, I can have Brian pull that footage from Look on TV. Because I give her a prop. She can fight.
Oh yeah.
She was, what's the dude's name? His name like Wolf something.
Yeah. He wasn't Wolf thing, it was Puppy.
He was fucking that day.
They sell them wolf tickets.
Yeah, Wolf tickets, yes.
She put hands and feet on
Yeah,
this part of
that was crazy, man. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy incident, man. I actually forgot all about that.
Yeah, Biz trying to block out this type of stuff out of his memory.
Yeah,
Because, Biz coordinated everything. We had food for, drinks, and shit.
absolutely.
They ain't had no
Yeah,
money.
we treated her right, man. We had a night. Whatever she requested, we had there. And they came in. She was hours late.
Yeah, she shut that hours.
Hours late, man. She came in. She, then she had to, she did, it wasn't moving real fast. So it just ended up being a whole episode. Then to say some shit like that, man. That's shocking, man. Yeah.
People always say my name around like the first of the month. And like with holidays, they try to get their views up. You say my name, you get a million, a couple 100,000 real fast. But the fans and the people who support me don't let you slander. Because at the end of the day, I'm putting my life on the line every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We going through Vegas campus and neighborhoods looking for 13-year-old girls that's missing.
Right.
You ask her to come outside, she don't come outside. So who are you really for? You for the people or for yourself?
That's true. That's true.
Well, I wanted to ask you about something that we ended off on the last conversation that we were having. You were talking about Bulletproof George. Can you bring everybody up to speed with what you was discussing with that?
Absolutely. So throughout history, you hear about certain tales that took place, but this one very relevant because the former president George Washington, the guy who won the Declaration of Independence, there's stories about him in several books where they call him Bulletproof George Washington, where certain First Nations people from the Native Americans, some of the chiefs and warriors, after the resolution came to and they divided up the land, they wanted to meet this powerful warrior that was bulletproof. One of the chiefs said they shot him 17 times. He did not die. They ended up telling their other warriors, don't waste your ammo on him. He has a great spirit protecting him. You can look this up. There are books about this event. And we just seen Ben Carson from Presidential Trump's campaign elaborating on this topic. And how is it that they found bullet holes in his garments, his clothes? They killed his horse. He didn't have one wound.
Now, something else I thought was interesting because you know everybody's always talking about his wooden teeth, right?
Right.
And we know they're not wooden teeth. We know there was a collective slave teeth. It was a collection of horse
I
teeth.
heard that, yeah.
And they pulled teeth out of slaves that were alive and also decayed, dying slaves. They dug up their coffins to put teeth in his mouth. How did he survive any kind of infection from that? They're just shoving these teeth in his mouth.
How did this man survive? I gotta tell people, the truth is indeed stranger than fiction. And there's a show called Westworld that I think everybody should check out. Because all throughout history, you have stories about these avatars of people who were impervious to damage. They didn't get sick. Nobody knew how old they were. And one thing I found that was astonishing was when I was in Africa, all of the things that we take to be make-believe, they take as fact.
Okay.
The natives said that he had a great spirit protecting him. One of them said, I shot you myself. 17 times myself, and he didn't even have an injury. Nobody can explain this. This is real facts. This is documented in history, and there's books about it.
So where's he supposed to be buried at?
Philadelphia? Because that's when the White House used to be there.
If he died at all.
That's what I was getting to.
Now, I actually want to talk about that. Ron, do we have a picture?
We have a question.
Is he a vampire?
Is it a vampire?
I'm glad you said that. Because right now, we're warning everybody right now, we're about to see a whole resurgence of the vampirism community. Because this is a community that exists. I told people about it when I first came to the internet. You got a whole group of people who have a Bible that they use, a vampire doctrine. You go to their house, they sleeping in caskets at the crib. Real spill.
So
we finna see it.
there we go. That picture right there. Now, that's Glenn Close.
I've seen
And
this,
that's George Washington.
and I've heard about your story.
Now, Glenn Close is from 101 Dalmatians. She's an actress.
A lot of Miss Doubtfire action going on.
But look at George Washington when her face blended together. Look at the nose. Look at the mouth.
Wow. That's one individual. She dying over there.
Cause I feel like we roasting her, but y'all so serious about it. I'm like, I love her.
No, look at her.
Point, Doug.
That's George Washington.
Hey, Glenn Close.
all fairness, though,
Vampire. I told everybody that was vampire.
so I know they say Asian people look alike, but you know, for the most part, white people do look alike.
But look, you can't find another picture that matches that much. Look at the nose and the way the bridge is, the lip.
Wait, hang on, because Caitlyn Jenner looks just like that too.
On the game.
But that was from surgery, Caitlyn Jenner.
But have you guys?
That's just true. Now you go close, it's just born like that.
You know what's crazier than this picture though is the Annie Hathaway and her husband look like
Siblings?
no. Look,
Damn.
who's
Inbred?
who's that famous poet? Who's that famous poet?
Edgar Allan Poe?
No.
You
Keep
said
going.
the same one. That's crazy.
That's cute.
Keep going.
He said that.
No. Poet.
Tupac.
Annie Hathaway and
Show
her
us
husband.
how old are we talking?
We're talking about the most famous poet.
That's Edgar Allan Poe.
No, another one. The one that made Romeo and Juliet.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, you got right.
They say they look identical and they were all born on the same exact like birth dates and everything, like flipped.
You think it's a coincidence?
I don't know.
Oh, you're right.
Well, we got another
look
picture
that
because there's some of these people that do look alike, but sometimes
Oh,
you
she
can't
was
all.
fact check.
You gotta look
Yeah,
that.
always. Yeah, I don't think
the uncanniness and the time that they were born, which is all listed in history. That is crazy. For a husband and wife from like the 14th
But if
century.
they're vampires, like what we're talking about, and some of these people aren't dead, then they can just go under different personas and different looks, and they can
Yes.
keep blending in society, and no one's gonna say nothing. Like the pictures of Nicolas Cage that you see from the 1800s and now, you see different pictures of different people who literally look exactly the same. And when you do forensics files, they're supposed to go off the T line, so that's from your eyebrows and your nose.
Mhm.
That structure is how you can tell who's related. You can tell how much of a percentage they're related in different regions as well. Those T lines match up identically.
And when we say
we
T-line,
should
we
do
don't
a
mean.
T-line for you and Jackie Chan.
I was just telling Brian
He look
that my
like that.
dad
He got
looks
Jackie
exactly
going on.
just like Jackie Chan.
He said his dad looked just like Jackie Chan.
He
No
can
bullshit. My dad could fight.
Hit you with a combo, bro.
Yes. My daddy once caught a bullet with his bare hand. My dad sounds just like it. I'm not even.
That's crazy. My dad said he looked like Billy D. Williams, and
Oh, that's a cold dude. You like Billy D.
no, my dad don't look like that.
Oh, okay.
He looked like the captain from Captain Phillips, the one that was like, look at me, I'm the captain.
Oh, that's what you need. You get the greatest impersonation. I love when you do that.
Look at me.
Wow.
But Quan, we got that other picture, the other presidents. Okay, so there we go. This
That's
is
just Lane?
yeah, that's just Lane,
Enemy number one.
and she's next to Andrew Jackson's wife,
Mm.
and that's you can see the line up there.
The eyebrow, bro.
It's hella different.
Well, they
Y'all
say
pushing
that
out.
all presidents are related.
Yeah, they are genetically.
Yeah.
Obama's
Even
related to
Barack Obama.
Even Barack Obama, yeah.
Who's he related to?
Related to who?
He's related to Bush
George Washington.
and George Washington some kind of way. Yeah, he's related to them, all of them. Dick Cheney and all of them, they're all related. They used to be, yeah, Paul and Dick Cheney.
Is Barack Obama's grandpa or great grandpa's wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Hawaiian and white, right?
Yeah, it's
One
definitely.
man named
I
is
seen
Barry
that whole time
Sotoro.
ago.
Who?
Barry Sotoro.
That's
That's
his
his
real
Barack.
name?
That's his real name. That's what they say.
And middle name Hussein.
Yes.
You see that?
That's hey, that's it. That's the boom
That means-
on.
That's an auto pause.
So we had some people calling out recently saying that we haven't discussed about the mermaids and any updates on the
I was
mermaids.
just talking to people about this.
So you have seen videos or footage of mermaids as well?
I have them saved because I have a folder of conspiracy theories.
Really?
'Cause
I would
love
like to
Like
see
you
your
jacked up to
photo.
him. No, just kidding.
No.
No, just kidding.
Do not put that in people's minds. No, but yes, I do believe in mermaids. I don't think they look like the way that we portray them on
Not
the
at all.
movies. But I do think like there's almost like a humanoid-ish type fish. Because it's not too off-putting to think that that's not plausible, right? But you gotta remember, like, we haven't uncovered 95% of the ocean waters.
Yeah.
We know
95%. We only uncovered 5% that we even claimed to see. So you gotta imagine when everybody's looking up, we never look down. You know what I mean?
Well said, sir.
They say aliens are up there,
Oh,
but
aliens are below.
Can you call something alien that's already been here?
Right.
They do the Mexicans.
they call my dad and my mom aliens.
Right.
Right.
See, I don't call them aliens because when you watch the congressional hearings when whistleblowers come out and speak on this topic, they call them extra dimensionals. Everybody needs to get a book called The Extra Dimensionals by retired FBI agent John D'Souza. John D'Souza ran the actual X-Files program for the FBI. And we seen Rep Luna call them extra dimensionals. We seen John D'Souza call them that. And then when you really look at the grand scheme of things, you know, you see the same petroglyphs from 4,000 years ago, fit the same description of what we see now. And you get the same reports. We even got emojis for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when you look at the grand scheme of things, you realize, okay, somebody has sequestered certain information, and they're leaving the masses with one set of science, while they operating with other sets of science.
What's that?
Parents, if your child plays Roblox, listen up. You could qualify for up to $300,000 or more in compensation.
Mirrorless cameras also minimize mechanical wear and tear, especially when utilizing electronic shutter. Because they don't have that extra step in moving the mirror, they typically offer a faster shutter.
And the mermaid topic, you know, every place they told me they was at, I traveled there. And I got the same story. In Kunda, in Mombasa, Seychelles, I got the same story. They say, we don't want the locals to know that this is dangerous and that these people exist here because it's how we make our money. These are tourist destinations. If people knew the dangers, they wouldn't come here. And I interviewed a guy when I was in Mombasa, Kenya on the coast. He's a fisherman. He said after a certain time, being on the shore of the beach is dangerous because that's when they arrive and they take people with them. Point blank period. And you know, everybody's compound on the coast got electric charged wire on top of the fences, barbed wire, and they all got these signs, danger, And everybody got their security. They say after a certain time it get dangerous. Be inside the gate. Don't go there. Don't go to the water, because none of us can swim good enough to get you back from them. I spoke to a guy. He said he went for a night swim, and when he got back to shore, he was standing there with his towel, and he looked and he seen a merman standing there. The hair was not like you see in the movies. He said he had these large black eyes, and he said he got this compelling feeling to go into the water. And he said he glad he fought the thought, because he said he felt like if he did, nobody ever see him again. And I went to Puerto Rico, but the locals said the exact same thing. Exact same thing.
There's videos now in Mexico of people that are given the same description.
For sure.
Recently, that just happened a few weeks ago, that they seen one that walked onto the shoreline.
That's the thing.
It's got legs.
Apparently the males don't have the fish appendage at the end. They got legs. But they have webbed hands and webbed feet.
Okay.
So this is the description everybody's getting. We camped out on the beach overnight, you feel me? Everybody I was with was scared as a motherfucker, part of my
Yeah,
language.
for sure.
And they looked at me like, why do you want to be here? Like, why are you not scared? Because I mean, you gotta be a bad man, drag me in that water. You feel me?
You gotta be a big mermaid too.
Yeah, you gotta be able to withstand this assault that's coming. You gotta be able to that assault coming.
Hey, look, check this out. Mermaid come trying to get you in there. When they come back, everybody ran. They come back the next day, you got a fish fry.
Oh yeah, we don't serve enough fish.
JJ.
Hey, the first mermaid shoes.
First mermaid.
We'll come out with a jacket.
What's interesting though, when we're talking about like these ancient societies saying that they don't look down, they look up. They used to look down a lot of the times. That's how they got the constellations when they started making like horoscopes. They would look into bodies of water to see how to draw the sky above without damaging their neck. They would look down into the water constantly. But only few that were chosen in these ancient societies were allowed to do that. It was a point of you have to be appointed to be able to be trusted within that community, that you are allowed at night to go and look at the waters to draw what was above in the skies.
Absolutely.
So just curious.
So on mermaids, I mean, and I'm kind of,
Historically, they call them sirens. Because you got maps from the 1600s with certain areas of the ocean. They said these are siren locations, avoid them.
That's why they put them on the maps.
Fact. So you got a bunch of horny guys on a boat. They hear a lady singing. They come to the starboard side. And then see ya.
I have a video I could send y'all sometime.
You can send it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna send y'all. You wanna check
Send it to the
your
wrong thing.
Yeah.
it's a fire video, dude. It's crazy. Basically, it's this black guy that always goes over the sea, and you see it, and he's looking on the
crab on the
sides,
boat.
right and left, and he could hear the sirens.
This
One,
one was fisherman.
On each side of the boat, there's something swimming just as fast as the boat, and the boat's going high speed. And then he could hear the whole, whatever Ariel will be singing, he could hear that.
Shout out Ariel.
And then at the end, there's something that says "Jump for me."
whoa.
It's telling him to jump. It's in this video that you got.
That's really real. They really
Okay, yeah.
suggest they really try to entice you to come kick it with them. Like,
They will entice you to join them so you never return. That same story they told me every place I went to.
that's
Same exact.
usually that's evidence of truth. If you hear it on different continents, different places, they're reporting the same story. That's pretty much consistent. That's got some truth.
That's
to it.
circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence is good enough to get you a life sentence in every court on the planet. Eyewitness testimony.
But except for the feds, preponderance, they got even a lower standard. Preponderant evidence, go.
Yeah, so they play so
So
good.
how do you be like, I thought about it?
That's
It's
exactly
like,
that's the
sound like
preponderance of the evidence. That's
Before
Minority report.
They got a lower standard than the feds. They seen for preponderance of the evidence, bro.
You guys heard about the Altadena bear?
Aldina Bear.
Altadena Bear, that's over in California.
Yeah.
I stayed in not Altadena, but there's another place up there.
So
And they have signs. I actually saw that there's a bear always on the loose up
Yeah,
there.
so there's always bears there. So
Yeah.
right now in Thanksgiving, a few months ago, this bear, 500 pounds, broke into a hole this small and went into this man's crawl space. And every time the man walks in his house, it's growling at him, it's trying to rip at him, and it won't get out. The bear's still there to this day.
So the bear's doing what white people did to us.
Yes. He took over.
Well deserved, bitch.
So he's, so the dude is up there, and the
The
bear.
dude or the bears up
I'm
there?
glad white people did do that shit, cause I like living around white people.
Okay.
Cause I just spent 7 months without them. And boy,
But you would have wanted to live with white people back then, and you know what I'm talking about.
well look, at the end of the day, they would have to kill me first.
I'm done. I'm
They would have to kill
You
me
like them
ASAP.
today, because they
I don't think they would be ready to deal with, niggas today. I don't think that they.
We was born then too. We was
I
born.
believe that.
The
But
ones that got here got sold by other Africans as prisoners of war already.
But some of them were already native
Already.
blacks that were already living in America.
Now, when
too.
people say this, I'll try to tell them 2 key facts about being black. We leave our mark, dog. We build monuments. We leave remnants of our civilization everywhere. If we were indeed indigenous, now let's look at the science. We the biggest, strongest motherfuckers on the planet, fastest motherfuckers on the planet.
1000%.
You got these hungry, starving ass white boys pulling up. I just can't see them conquering all of them. And then where is this native settlement for them?
So we have the national lakes that have covered a lot of monuments from African achievements.
Can't nobody show me a black person doing a rain then.
Hold on. And then we've got the Grand Canyon that we're not allowed to explore.
I know people living in the Grand Canyon right now. You got whole Native American groups who live inside the Grand Canyon.
So there's no native black artifacts within the Grand Canyon. They said that there's also pyramids and temples that are built in there.
Now look, when it comes to the Grand Canyon, there are things taking place there that operate outside of our realm of reasoning. And the natives there, they keep this information close to their chest. I've got permission to go there, but you gotta campaign with them elders to get other people to come there. So I got somebody who's gonna cover the helicopter costs. If we wanna take OTG on the road and go do that, we can do that.
Also, we gotta make sure we make that trip to Nevada State Prison.
Yeah, that's coming up.
The Ghost Prison up there, yes.
I got the spirit box in the bag right now.
So I want to also touch base on another point with this. A lot of ancient boats come from Africa.
Absolutely.
So
They were
if
Greek.
we were able to come over here, and if there was any artifacts, landmarks that we had, the French bought most of that middle land of America before it was sold to and the Louisiana Purchase. So during that time frame, a lot of the French individuals were interacting with native blacks, and that's why they knew the coordinates to go where to Northern Africa. That's how they were able to take over Papua New Guinea. That's how we have a bunch of French-speaking countries in Africa because of the coordinates that was going on with Africans and French people before it was sold. Lewis and Clark were sent down there with Sacagawea to see all these different monuments to destroy them. That's why anyone that was building on the railroads did not know English. We had Chinese that were building on the railroads, we had Africans that built on the railroads, and they were not allowed to keep journals or books because they weren't allowed to talk about what they were destroying while building the railroads that crossed America.
Yeah, do you guys know about
Well
Mount
said.
Rushmore? Like what was?
The pipeline?
Oh, do you know what Mount Rushmore was before?
It was
Lightness.
Native American, sorry, right, yeah.
Yeah, so originally, like, it was like the Lakota Sioux that was around there, and Mount Rushmore was originally called like the Sixth Grandfather's Mountain or something. And to their tribe, they believed that that is where they originated. Like, that's where they were conceived, born, everything. And they felt strong natural presence there where they felt more spiritual, like in tune with their spirit. So they had signed a treaty with the forefathers or whoever, right, back then. And the treaty was basically, please don't touch this land because we feel like it's our sacred birthplace.
And you know how that ended up.
Now the issue was the treaty got broken because the white people found out that there was a huge gold mine in it. So they decided to break it, mine it, and obviously the war pursued. They killed a bunch of Native Americans there. And to rub salt on the wound, they carved the forefathers' heads onto that mountain.
Yeah, your DNA only 7,000 years old. You in a rush to leave your mark on the planet.
Yeah, and if you grow up in American schools, they teach you about Mount Rushmore, but all they teach you is that, like, this is a cool place to tour and see.
Well, once you kill a man, you can write the story about him however you like.
Yes,
History was written by the best group of killers.
That's you always say that. Winners write history, losers become history.
Damn.
Yeah. Once you kill a man, you can say, hey man, hey, dead man what?
You say he did.
Tales no tales.
Dead man can't tell. No
Can't
tell.
tell. Hey, well, what you say you did? You ain't never seen a dead man do what in court?
I ain't never seen a dead man get on the stand.
But you know, that's why they're fighting for the pipeline. That's why you have
I remember when that was happening. Was
but that was about 10 years ago.
Is that 2014?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, so that was about then. But also, so if they were going for gold there, that makes sense why they were trying to push to get the gold out of California in 1849. And again, that was Mexico, which I think is bullshit. Why we've got Mexicans getting deported from Mexico? This is
Mexico. Where we at? I'm letting you say on that. Come on,
I did say some shit about that. I think it's stupid because I even made a whole post about it where I was like, if you are sitting here saying don't speak Spanish because you're in America, then I'm like, then don't say any city that's in fucking California. Because every city in California is Los Angeles. You're actually speaking very broken Spanish. It's Los Angeles, which means the Angels, which is what? The fucking baseball team, dumbass.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't respect that.
Or the state, Florida.
Florida?
Florida means flower.
That's interesting that Florida was in Spanish too. But if you, some of these states, like right now, everybody's talking about Puerto Rico, and people get confused that Puerto Rico is a part of America. Puerto Rico's been a part of America longer than Alaska has.
We bought Alaska from Russia.
Yeah.
So did you hear when that one stupid bitch, that one white bitch was like, she was complaining about Bad Bunny being part of the halftime. She was like, some girl was like, I think he's a great American artist. And she was like, he's not American, sweetheart. And she was like, he's Puerto Rican. That's part of America, dumbass. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I kissing all them men like that.
Yeah,
that's the American.
Yeah.
They're not white or black.
Trans bunny.
They're not.
Tricks is for kids.
Well, you know what? He has interesting names. You think about a bunny. Think about it. Bunny is a symbol of what? Fertilization.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people.
That's the vice lord.
Yeah, the vice lord. But also, man, like it'd be so weird. You look at names like we celebrating the Easter. Let's go here. What does a bunny, rabbit, and an egg have to do with each other?
You know,
bunnies don't even lay
the
eggs.
history of Easter?
That's like
I feel like that's the egg is the symbolizing of Jesus' birth.
No, let me give you the medievals. What they really did. That egg is a symbolization of fertilization, of cracking open the egg. And back in the medieval time, they used to go through the villages and find young girls that's the Easter egg hunt. And they used to crack them open.
Yeah, shit like that. When you see me in the living room peeling your fingernails off.
Right. And they used to find the young girls and they used to or de-virginize them or rape them actually. And that was the Easter egg hunt and the symbol of the rabbit. That's why if you look at
this is my whole problem with
Islam.
Islam. This is one of my problems with Islam, because in Islam, if you rape a woman, now you have to marry her.
Man, I never heard of that in Islam. I can't. Rape is rape. You're not supposed to have sex in Islam unless you're married anyway. So I don't know what part of some kind of radicalness, or that's some, maybe that could be.
It's the only religion where you could be an absolute loser, decide to jihad, and now you get to die and go get 1,000 virgins.
Well, you get the 40 virgins.
100 virgins.
So what's crazy about the 40 virgins is how old are they?
72.
Yeah, all underage.
So that's not of the book, man. I think that's more culturalism. Man.
What you mean? Muhammad's wife Aisha was 9.
That's what was written.
That's what he said.
Yeah, well, man, I can't testify to that shit, man. I
They
don't,
say
I don't
it
know
was.
about that.
It
is in the
took him
book, but there's a
24
lot of
years
shit
to
in the
get
book.
one copy of the Quran. He ain't even write it. His other wife, Khadijah, wrote it.
Khadijah wrote
And then you don't get no quote from a woman in the book at all, just like in the Bible. The Catholics say, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now to the hour of our death. Amen. But there's not one quote from a woman in the Bible.
I thought it was the Book of Edith, right?
It's the
But that's,
man's world.
but that was a
For
rule.
real.
Well, matter of fact, hey, you said something. You mentioned something that stuck with me last time. Why hasn't God wrote his own book?
Right. And why did a demon give Muhammad
His
the
legend's too
Quran?
easy.
Because why would an angel give somebody? Every time the archangel Michael was cited in the
Mikael.
Bible, he said, "Fear not, for I am a servant of the Lord." Every time. What did Muhammad say? He said, whatever he seen in that cave almost killed him.
It was a jinn, right?
And then he had to go talk to a Christian man, Waraka, to explain to him what had happened. Every time I get a call about a jinn, somebody is sitting in the cave, and to summon a jinn, you have to be in a cave, cover your body in human feces, and then use your urine to keep it moist on your body
Yeah, I ain't trying to see the jinn.
in order to get the jinn to show up.
So you told me something about the prayer. When they were talking about why they don't pray a certain way, like the positioning.
What you mean? Ask me that question.
Yeah, I'm asking you. I'm not gonna say it. You said so.
Yeah, what we talk about here? You know.
They said so a demon doesn't enter. There's a
What is
certain
this?
position.
About prostrating? Now, what does it mean? Like, what are you trying to say?
No, I'm asking you. What is that about?
What about praying? What kind of certain way?
That they say there's a form of the way that you pray. You can't be in a position so a demon doesn't enter.
I don't understand what that is.
In the Quran, it says, in your house, you need to have a bed for you, your wife, and one for the devil.
Yeah.
That's in the Quran.
Mm-hmm. Man, you gotta point that out to
I
me.
don't know, man. We
I ain't
get
never
deep.
seen that.
I can point it out to you.
Go for
I'm prepared. Hold
I will say, when I was a kid, there was a time I did pick up a Bible, and I did read something similar with the whole, if a man rapes a woman, he is now owned by that man.
That's in the Christian Bible too.
Yeah,
Man, that's some wicked shit.
I
on.
remember.
just
He
randomly
was lucky I wasn't back there.
flipping through the book,
Man,
and then
shit,
I came across it. I was very stunned, but I know that there's so many different iterations of the Bible. But I also know that,
700 different Bibles.
yeah, and I know that man writes the Bible.
I mean, in Leviticus, it talks about having a pierced ear for a slave that's still honoring and worshiping their master, even though they've been freed. There's different rules that they have.
2 Peter gives you instructions on how to be a good slave.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's Ephesians 6 something or another. It tells you worship your masters if they're slaves on
And
earth.
this is because in 1610, King James, he hired Shakespeare and 47 other clergymen to edit the Ethiopian Bible. They removed over 100 books. That's why in the book of Eli, you see the antagonist in that movie.
I love that movie.
That's one of my favorite movies. In that movie,
Okay.
he's got a militia, just like Muhammad had, and he needed the book to control people. That's in that movie. My whole thing is this. If an angel indeed came to give a person on the planet the religion to lead the world, why would he pick an illiterate man to have this knowledge who can't read or write?
Man, I would say this. Why not an illiterate man? To show his majesty that an illiterate man could actually be the one that everyone would pray to, man, and we're one of the largest religions on planet Earth, on every continent, and the fastest growing religion in the United States.
What are we talking about?
And it's also the fastest deteriorating religion across the world.
I mean, well, we got Western propaganda, we got Western influences everywhere attacking it. I mean, this shit been going on since the Crusades, since the time of Genghis Khan.
We had 500.
Since the time.
We had 500 mosques closed last year in Iran.
We had no money.
Yeah, lack of finances.
Lack of finances.
You got
Why
everybody.
they don't have no finances? Because y'all using the money to be terrorists across the world.
What
and
you mean?
now they get bombed there. Now they get bombed there.
You mean us, man. I'm your man.
You know what's funny though too? The Book of Mormon is kind of like that, where they said he found the scriptures and he was told the scriptures, and they were in a hat that he had to pull out, and no one else could see it but
Is
him.
that Brigham Young?
Huh?
Brigham Young, right?
You got for the Book of Mormon?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Mormon people that Brigham Young is their head dude.
Yes, yeah.
All throughout
Yeah.
history.
It's called
All
Brigham
throughout
Young.
history.
Brigham Young?
That's
Get the fuck out
Like
of
Brigham Young University. Yeah. There's a
That's BYU.
Yeah,
That's
he's like a big Mormon dude. Yeah.
And then they
I
said
video.
black people, darker people are not supposed to enter into the kingdom of heaven, and they will not enter the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, because everybody else got here later.
Oh, you're saying
Well, they get
exactly.
That's the Book of Mormon.
Well, they say we're descendants of Ham, so we're cursed.
If you get sunburned, you're not from here.
If you get sunburned, you are not from here.
If you get sunburned, you is not originally from the earth. Point blank period.
So then where y'all from?
We from
Black people don't get sunburned.
California blood.
Black people don't get sunburned.
Some people.
Yeah.
Admitted to any New York juvenile detention center, a global settlement may be coming in 2025.
New York staff allegedly engaged in inappropriate behavior towards inmates.
Now more than 600 lawsuits are already filed, just like the Catholic Church and Boy Scouts.
But you know what's funny? The oldest known people on the earth, obviously, as we know, are people that are of Asiatic descent. The people, the so-called Africans and the people in Asia. At one time, all of that area was called was East Asia. It wasn't even called, Africa. It wasn't called all these different places. That's the oldest region, the oldest known people on earth, and those demographics right there. So even the Chinese people are of African descent.
Everybody,
Everybody.
You got the breakdown of the Caucasoids,
Yeah, Caucasoids,
the
Mongoloids,
Negroids, the
We
Mongoloids.
can all say the N-word.
I ain't saying that.
You were real. You were real. You were real. You got the pass, bro. You grew up in the laundromat in the hood, bro. You got the pass. You grew up in the laundromat. Well, we don't call y'all. We call y'all the niggas of the Southeast Asia.
That's Filipinos.
No, man, it's people. No, but
Filipinos are also Southeast Asians.
man,
So they
say
call the whole Southeast Asia
So-
black people.
So you got some cultures that say the N-word. You're from East LA. You say the N-word?
Oh,
No. We had this conversation before because I used to, but it's because I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican, and my.
Puerto Rico.
Viva la Mexico!
Okay.
What that sofrito.
Anymore? Okay.
You're
They were trying to name off every Puerto Rican thing they knew. They were like, okay, I know.
My best friend Puerto Rican. Shit, I know what's going on.
So
So
that's why I call
my
you J-Lo.
family looks black. Like a lot of my cousins,
Of course.
they're dark
from the
skinned,
Caribbean,
they
of
have
course.
curly hair and everything. So
Oh, yeah.
Of
they
course.
don't say the N word, and I grew up saying the N word for a very long time. But it wasn't until when BLM happened, when the whole like Black Lives Matter stuff happened, and they were like marching and everything.
Get them out of here.
That was when I learned how the N word really affects like people. Like if you're not black, and I mean the people don't know that I'm Puerto Rican or whatever the fuck. I'm like, if you're not black and you're saying the word, I didn't realize how hurtful it was until then.
No, I ain't going for that. I'm not going for that. Let me stop that. I'm about to let you off the hook for that. I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up in Chicago and in New York for the majority of my life, and I lived in Spanish neighborhoods. And man, saying the N-word, that is not a big problem. It's only some shit on the West Coast that people go through.
Yeah, they racist as hell out there.
People that go through that shit is out here.
The West Coast people out there.
We don't give a fuck about
We
that.
all live
That's
together.
a Mexican nigga, that's a Spanish nigga, that's a white nigga, that's a white nigga, with the police niggas, and fuck them up. Niggas, all them niggas, the church on my soul. On my soul. Phone me, everybody's a nigga. It
And
don't
that's
matter.
one thing about black culture. Like,
Fuck that
as
shit.
long as you showing love, we showing love.
but the thing is, in California, that's different, and I'll tell you where it comes from.
California,
Don't say that.
You don't say that. Y'all
I
weird.
know you say that. You can't call California niggas weird.
That's not real. I love you. I love you. You know what I'm saying? But pause, yeah. But not just to have mercy, man. It's not, we don't have that racial.
But that's what I'm saying. So it came in California because of it's a real big beef between blacks and Mexicans in California in a lot of different cities. And it's still going on where people are killing each other back and forth. This is one of the longest wars. Because of that, people feel some type of way. So
it's jailhouse shit, really, man.
No, it started because a child got killed because when blacks were having these jobs that they didn't want to have, and then Mexicans started to come in and they got hired instead, people were getting laid off and started to cause violence in the streets. And so they started fighting in the streets, and then after that happened, the child got murdered. And so it was the blacks, we did the first murder. And then that's what started the beef, and it just went back and forth constantly.
Shit, I believe that because we killed Jesus.
Yeah. Not the blacks.
Yes, we did. If the Bible is geographically correct,
I thought that was the Romans.
Man, it was black Roman kings.
But so you still had Augustus Caesar, a white man that killed 500 children, 500 baby boys, to make sure Jesus wasn't born. He did this.
God said in the Bible, go kill whole villages and children.
But he was trying to assure the people that Jesus Christ couldn't happen.
Right. That's what happens when you got demons out here portraying themselves to be normal people. And they ask for murder and sacrifice in order for them to do our. In the scripture it says, make sacrifices to us and we will do your bidding.
Okay, but if you look at the history of this, where you have the Romans that murdered Jesus, they realized, oh, that was really the Son of God. Now that's where you got Roman Catholicism that comes about. Catholicism was birthed after the mistake of killing Jesus Christ. That's why they knew the location of Mary when she fled over to France, because she was trying to get as far away from anyone that was trying to kill her for birthing Jesus Christ. She hid inside of a cave, and she actually had a temple of people that worship her and follow her that were believers as well. And they went back and they told their stories that she passed, and that's when Catholicism gave respect to Mary.
Man, your ass been in seminary before, haven't you?
I've been in different churches, man. I've been in class, man.
Well, your ass been fuck me away.
I'm an ordained minister.
Okay, well, you know a lot.
I didn't marry people.
Pause. Man, I want to go back to this BH said, man, and real quick. Like, just think about this. He says, BH said something that he wrote, he was involved in that. He said, this is what happens. We're talking about why these people, it's almost like they have this, they portray themselves with this angelic-like nature and control the book, but they really be on some really savage and demonic, heartless shit.
The First Nations people, the Native Americans said, we came here from the stars. And they said when they encountered the fallen angels, that they were bad to them. They stole their women, mistreated them, demanded sacrifice, demanded worship. Then they said the ant people came from subterranean places on the earth to help them survive cataclysms and to survive the gods.
Who are they talking about?
Now they're talking about these angels that was walking around. And this is where we got the demigods that come about because they were birthed from humans and angels.
Are we talking about, are we asking for in the flesh and in the spirit? Is that what we're saying? Good question. That's what I'm asking, BH.
They wanted the same.
One and the same. Okay, so good. That leads me to my point. And when you talk about killers and people, man, how is it? Anybody ever read this book called Burning at the Stake in the United States? It's a book that documents lynchings of all the people, these false lynchings that back in this, we're talking about as recent as in the 1940s.
False lynchings.
Yeah, the false lynchings and just lynchings, and they describe news outlet, news articles. And I looked at one of these lynchings. It was so amazing. I read this book over 20-some years ago. And how could a person, I saw women, men, small girls, and little boys posing with a man who was burned to a crisp and his body was lit like a match.
Who taught them this? The demons. That everybody's calling angels.
Yeah, man.
Like not the same.
In the name of God, how could you
When angels walk on the earth, they leave residue, diamond dust, and the finest cut stones. A direct reference to this is the pastor out in Puerto Rico who documented this whole thing. Demons don't do that.
Now, that's why when you have some of these people and they're like, oh, just colonizers or whatever, these people have that DNA.
They have that.
So I think what we talked about before, like the Africans who have this divine,
So it's a metaphysical thing with these people, spirit and their body.
So yes, but if we're going to talk about that, one the same with the origins. So we have these Africans that have a connection with God and peace, and that's why they were able to conquer, etc. We have the other individuals who have different connections with the demonic figures because they were partaking in different sexual attributes that individuals that claim to be gods. You mix that together, you've got the Black Americans right now. That's the blend of being connected with God and connected with those evil entities through colonization up your family line, through ancestry of people who got raped. When you blend both of these cultures into one, you got a very dangerous individual, but we aren't carrying ourselves as dangerous individuals. We have enlightenment and understanding of both sides of the coin, and I think that's why we get a lot of individuals who are able to talk clearly on spirituality, understanding both of that from the
I think, you know what, man, that's great perspective. I think that's why most of us, three of us being African American males, while we can speak on both halves, we understand it. We understand it in a conscious way, and we understand it in a very in the lower state of our consciousness too, or a state of our being, man. Because we've been in the darkness. We understand the light, and I think that's what makes the conversation.
But I think that it goes further though. There are other cultures though, like where you will see different statues of demons and also angels in the same exact temple. In Aztec temples, also in ancient Asian temples as well, across the world, when you open up these temples, when you walk through, you'll see different depictions of both demons and gods at the same time.
Yeah, and we lost the ability to decipher between the two because of the burning of libraries, like the one in Cyprus.
Well, some was in our face. Like y'all know about the whole Statue of Liberty conspiracy, right?
Yeah, there was actually they took that from in Africa. That was a black man.
They
right?
say it's Mikhail.
I think Jabril is the angel of death. If I'm not, don't quote me.
Yeah, that's
And we got Google.
Yeah, we do.
yeah, that is angel of death.
But basically, if you look at the Statue of Liberty, obviously, back then they said the French gave it to America as the symbol of freedom, right?
Right.
Which that's what we know and love. But then also some say it's eerily very similar to the devil.
The Luciferian statue.
Lucifer is very eerily similar to Lucifer because when you compare the images, Statue of Liberty has 6 spikes on the head. Lucifer wears a crown or something with 6 spikes. Lucifer also has a chain attached because he's forced to run hell by God, right? You look at the Statue of Liberty.
No one ever talks about the chain around her feet.
There's a
See,
chain
that's why I
around
don't
her
No
know
one talks about that.
This is
Now,
all
what is
etymology.
she holding? What is she holding?
Torch.
A torch. What was Lucifer's other name?
Torch.
The light bringer.
The light bringer.
No, that's the human torch. That's Fantastic Four.
That's my cousin.
We talking about
I just set a few motherfuckers on fire.
But I mean, they basically say it's almost. I wonder if I don't know if the French or whoever built that statue. It was like kind of like a hidden thing because you know how sometimes they say to manifest certain things, the government or whoever throws it in your face or puts it in a movie.
Of course.
Death code.
Puts it in front of you in order to manifest it. So
Well said, son.
Well, I think one of the first things they do, they put it in the movies. And
we talk about sinners.
Yeah,
we talk about Dracula coming
Close
out.
Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
They had J. Allen Hynek in that movie. That's the man from the Manhattan Project. And that's why the photos I sent you is very relevant to this. Because this is what I get into. Like, I try not to argue philosophy and cultural beliefs with people because if we all see the same event and we all gonna write it down, we're gonna have 3 different versions of that same event.
Some of them gonna be it'll be consistent, but have a slight variation.
Exactly.
Right.
I get into things.
What's the color of the microphones that we have here?
Red.
It's 3 red microphones in front of us, right?
Hold on.
So
Now somebody might see crimson.
that's some semantics at that point, just using different words.
That's why I don't get into the
Women see
semantics.
more color than men.
I know what you meant earlier.
Women is the key to the planet. Because with no ladies, there is no life. That's why when you go to a place like Afghanistan, because out there they only use ladies only to have no purpose. They only use them for reproduction. You ain't never heard of Man Love Thursdays in Afghanistan?
No, what's that?
You ever heard of the Bacha Bazi?
Thursdays?
Man Love Thursdays. You ever heard of Bacha Bazi? The dancing boys in Afghanistan?
No.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Over there, the men is having sex with each other, man. Ladies can't vote, they can't drive, they can't go to school. They give them one purpose, and that's to reproduce. That's why I combat what I combat, because the most prolific liars in history are men. Nevertheless, we've seen wars fought over women. There are tribes in Africa where the gender norms are completely reversed. The ladies are the warriors, they're the hunters, and the guys that stay at home dads.
Black Panther.
That's where they got this from.
Wakanda.
So when you look at the whole grand scheme of things,
They're the main.
if you want to trick a population off the planet, convince them that they don't need women, convince them that just being a man just gives you all this eternal authority.
Frightening free radicals are everywhere. Luckily, our wonderful antioxidants help defend against them. Real life is scary. Protect yourself from free radicals with Palm.
Parents of children who play Roblox. If your child was sexually exploited, abused, or pressured to share explicit content by someone they met on Roblox,
Seems like we've been reset over and over and over.
Well, to combat against that, I feel like you have some stories of women that are able to still take over a regime very quickly and easily without a lot of effort sometimes. Look at Coco Chanel and the way that she infiltrated the Nazi regime. Coco Chanel, like Chanel bags Coco Chanel. She was captured. They captured her with the Nazi regime, and she started doming up the Nazis.
Doming them up?
I'm so serious.
So it's called sexual espionage.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's when she started to do that throughout the team of the forces that were in her city. And she was able to get freed and then became a Nazi with them. So again, some people claim it was sexual espionage, but she still rocked with the Nazis for a while through this.
Highest paid bodyguard in the world is a woman.
So what was up with Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton?
They call it Mother Earth for a reason, though.
Well, shit, in Russia, they call it Father Earth.
Oh, they do?
Damn, that's crazy.
Facts.
Really?
I never knew that.
True.
But did you just tell me, like, the God is the reason we speak English?
No, I was saying that's why people got Coco Chanel bags. I was saying
Bag. We got bags because she got bags.
She just, the God
She got bagged. She got bagged. I like that.
The most valuable spies on the planet is our ladies.
So this is a common thing that still goes on to this day where people are completing acts of sexual espionage.
Absolutely.
So that's why, for example, that cryptocurrency man that went missing.
And there's a lot of guys in prison because women are CIs. You know, a guy gonna lower his guard, he won't see a woman as a threat. I can see that.
That's why I always win. All the ladies on my side.
Isn't that empowering?
Yeah, I mean,
That's how they got Ghost, because Ghost in Power, he was messing with.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Power real fast, I heard somebody say something cold that they was like, Power was, Ghost is 50. Ghost is Diddy. And it's a whole metaphor about Diddy. And about the jealousy with his son, the jealousy with his girl, and all of that, and everybody being against him secretly.
Did they smoke Ghost?
Yeah,
The son
Anybody like Diddy get smoked on bro.
Yeah, the son did it. The son
And
was
oh girl, bogus as hell for saying my name in this motherfucking lawsuit. I saved your ass, lady. But whatever.
Yeah, when I seen your paperwork, I couldn't believe that shit.
How you gonna say the Gordo name? I came and got you out the jam. Why you telling them I'm pointing guns at people? You called me over there for this.
to help you out.
Got to be more careful.
They call you to be
When I saw that, I knew then. I said, you know what? My man is really somebody special. I said, he made it all the way to the paperwork, man.
That's why I fled. I'm going overseas. Y'all ain't finna have me up in there.
Yeah, then old boy pushed the case back.
Drewski, you was an idiot.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know why Drewski dragging the case out. He wasn't even there. He's a straight moron. As soon as I see him, I'm on his bumper, bro. Red.
Pause.
She got one.
Hey, that's a good ball. I see you locked in over there. I'm glad I see you locked in. Say the N word one time. She was locked in. I said it.
Hey, loud, say the N-word one time.
Hey, if you guys,
Hey, loud, fuck that. Say the N-word one time.
My nigga.
what's up? No, it's okay. So I grew up half my life in Orlando, Florida. I'm gonna tell you guys, the culture in Orlando is so different because everybody says it.
Well, the whole world said.
Yeah, the whole world, yeah. But I would say since I grew up also in the Midwest, like northern, like Minnesota and all that, the funny thing is like when I grew up in Orlando, it's so said normally. You could be any race because we all grew up poor, poverty, and we just chilling together every weekend at the same spot. But then when I used to say it, and then I moved back up north, and I used to say it, I had black people upset at me there.
You know what?
But then the funny thing was,
They ain't black.
but the funny thing was like they grew up.
Straight up.
Of course, they're allowed to say it. But then the funny thing was like I grew up in such a ghetto area and all this stuff that while they grew up in the suburbs, I didn't know what was going on. And I tried to explain to them. I was like, hey, the way I grew up, literally, me and my dad and my mom, we owned a laundromat in the ghetto. It's the only place people could wash and dry their clothes. But that's why we were the most loved there, even though we weren't black, right?
Y'all had the spot.
Yeah, that's right. You don't because it depends on your clothes. All kind of shit.
So like down there in that area, like the N word and the B word is to decipher between male and female. That's what I picked up.
Yeah.
Man, I don't like this new age word where these guys are calling each other bitches.
Yeah, that'll get you
I
word.
don't call me no bitch. I'm not with none of
I
that.
like it.
Wait,
You like it? When dudes is calling other dudes bitches?
Hey, you call me a bunch of
Yeah,
niggas.
that's a word I'm not going for.
But see, that's the thing I was
Embedded, right?
That's what I'm about to bring up is that you've got people in other cultures who are trying to make sure that they're not easing up. Like if you say something disrespectful to another culture, you can lose your job, you can lose everything.
Yeah.
No one is trying to fight for leniency from other cultures. It's just I feel a lot of times black people are on the bench to fight on how you feel who can and can't say nigga. And
Absolutely.
you know, I talked to a cop, he was a white man, and he was like, I said, you say it, huh? He goes, no, I don't say it. I said, you're an officer. You gotta say it. He goes, I say it at home, but he said, but I say it to myself.
I say it in my
I said, so you said he's at home and he says, I look in the mirror and go, I'm that nigga today.
Phone number. As he should.
You know what it's when it gets used to demean someone, to take their name away from them and disrespect them. If you want to call, for example, somebody looks at my sister and they call her a bitch, it's crack, right? You know what I'm saying? That's a whole other thing.
You put that hard on, man. You out of control.
Yeah.
You deserve everything coming for you. With the A at the end, you good.
Right, you know. Yeah.
Like Papa John's, he got fired from his own company because he was in a meeting. He said, we're losing with the black demographic. He went in the meeting, and this is on fact. Papa John's walked in and said, I got the perfect slogan. Y'all niggas want some pizza? And he got fired from his own company for saying that.
See, that's why I tell you,
Yeah, that's
what an idiot. See, having money don't mean you smart. It means you know how to take risks.
right. That was a risk.
What a
He counted on that. He crapped out on that.
But you know what? The worst part is it possibly would have worked. If you would have seen
It would've worked.
saying, y'all niggas want some pizza.
It would've worked.
You would have been like, yeah, nigga, want some pizza. Let's go.
Hey, speaking of pizza, bro, you know over there in Kenya, bro, they don't put marinara sauce on the pizza.
That's weird.
He didn't just meet
Pizza was marinara sauce.
Cheese,
So cream.
bread.
The original pizza was bread and cheese, and you're supposed to dip it in marinara sauce. That was
At least it was involved.
Yeah.
At least they had the marinara involved.
You making that shit sound like a tortilla, see?
That's racist.
racist. That's
Hey, you might as well apologize for that one.
But that's what she said, though.
I'm talking about to the motherfuckers who are watching this shit. She'll get right on your own.
Okay, that's cool. That's everybody comments. That's not the woman.
We all
They don't condone racism.
I just said, okay.
What part sound like
Dude, that was crazy.
Put it in the dipping sauce. That's the same way with salsa, though. You dip it
I ain't never seen a Mexican dipping bread in nothing.
You've never seen a tortilla being dipped in a salsa?
bro.
That's bread?
That's bread. It's a
I wasn't
tortilla.
far off.
Come on.
The flag for the whole. That's cool.
I'm a goal. I can get away with that.
Yeah, that's true. We go with that. You my homie. You know, that's what it is.
Like a tortilla.
So over there, so in Africa, they call tortillas chapati. They go in Africa.
Wow.
They serving tortillas for breakfast. They call it chapati though. That's why I be telling people it's all the same shit. Everybody do the same shit on every continent.
You guys read what?
We call it chilaquiles. Chilaquiles is breakfast tortillas, but it's like it's just tortilla chips.
So how do we explain this then? Because like what you just said right now, this is why I don't do etymology. Because chilaquiles, you said.
Wow, no.
What you just said?
Chilaquiles.
Chilaquiles. Pardon me. Chilaquiles and chapati is the exact same thing.
Sounds like the exact same word.
Now, there's another thing out there that I heard in Africa. It's like, what is it called? It's got the macaroni and cheese and the bread. It's like the main monkey something. Nah, hold on.
Whoa.
Yo, my public apology.
Yeah, go ahead, get yours out.
That boy said monkey.
Racism. I was right there like, no, sometimes it's fucking funny, bro. I'm sorry. I condone it. I condone it. It's kind of funny.
Okay, all right.
That was that. You see that little racist thing that he just did there? That was funny.
Alright, so
At the end of the day, it's a group of people on this planet that got 3 fingers, and they look exactly like the people from Close Encounters. And I sent the photos of the mummies that they found in Peru. They look exactly the same thing. That right there, that petroglyph from the Grand Canyon. I sent photos of the mummies of these exact creatures with the 3 fingers, 3 toes. I sent the whole video of the skeleton being x-rayed. 50 different universities have confirmed it is real. DNA test has confirmed it is real. These people right here had something to do with us being here.
How long were those? The actual assassin in the bodies are long.
Those right there, they 3 to 5 feet tall.
Okay.
They're Asian.
Now,
my fingers right now. I said, that's the Megan Thee Stallion toes.
Oh! You rock with the Asian people, so I fuck with that. So sorry for that joke.
Man, she's done some really hard stuff to some people that we know. And, man, that whole thing with Tory Lanez, I'm upset about, man.
Yeah, that was a little upsetting for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the most time. I can't believe he's doing more time than Diddy.
Yeah.
How Tory Lanez got more time than Diddy?
How much time
Because of the violence. Because gun violence in the state of California.
man, Diddy got locked up with the face firearms and cocaine and ecstasy. None of that. He got charged with none of that. So if he
He
the
didn't shoot anybody. Tory Lanez actually shot somebody. So it's not considered lightning.
But he did off people, no?
Yeah, well, it's not in court. It's not proven in court.
Listen, all I'm saying is,
Hey, I'm just a
I done shot motherfuckers before, bro. I ain't never seen nobody who could walk that fast after a foot shot.
She was twerking 2 weeks later after getting shot in the foot.
Like the only way that
Have we
happened.
ever seen an image? Have we ever seen an image of the shot?
Of her foot being.
Yeah. Well, they say
The girl shot her.
The only person I've ever seen move after getting shot faster than Megan Thee Stallion.
Can I say something real quick?
When he got shot in the air,
He got grazed.
he got right back
But that
up.
was a 22 though.
I think you think that shot was
22 will kill you.
very young.
They shot
A 22 from long distance. That's the injury you gonna have.
You think it was staged or you think it was a
I think
set?
it was easily staged. You could tell.
So,
So think about this.
See, well, how can you tell?
I think it was
It's so
staged.
easy. Okay, let me tell you. I'll break it down.
Break it down.
So he's doing a speech.
Let's see your hands first.
pause.
No, 3 finger.
There you go. All right. So we know he's an original. All right.
All right. So he's standing there giving a speech wherever. One, there's a couple videos of people saying there's somebody on the roof of something, but the guards are ignoring it. If it's a presidential or a candidacy run, they're not going to ignore somebody being on the roof.
You
right?
will ignore it if.
Now, when he got shot or so, right? We didn't see the shot happen, obviously, but he gets tackled by the bodyguards. This man is pushing 70, if not already 74, right?
Yeah.
So he got taken down by the bodyguards, but he's strong enough to get up and do a historic pose.
It's not a natural response to being shot.
Yeah, but then it just graze on the ear.
The survival instincts to me though, that didn't kick in. A gunshot went off, man. I'm crawling out
Donald
here.
Trump has an earpiece in
Yeah,
all
but
time.
These are bodyguards
So what they
that
tell
are
them to do,
well over
raise your
6
hand?
feet
Yes.
Man, come on, man.
strong, and they put him
Who
down.
calling that play?
They put him in
I went to
stand
Trump's
up.
rally when he came here. I was there.
Okay.
Man, they had helicopters flying over, bro. Man, they had Secret Service everywhere throughout that place.
So I'm gonna say this.
But
When
the
they
cameras
killed,
were, they ushered in the photographers to take the photo as soon as you got up. Just for him to take an epic
Yeah, I seen that
album
photo.
mixtape
They
cover
walked
looking
to the
ass.
front.
Come on, man.
What you about to
Come on,
say, James?
PH.
well, the only way to prepare for the future is to study history. When they killed, what was the guy name? What was his name?
Kirk.
Not Kirk.
I was going there next.
He got shot by the driver. You said.
Oh, John F. Kennedy.
When they
He got
killed
shot by
John
the
F.
driver.
Kennedy, the
1000%.
day before the rally, they swapped out his entire Secret Service team.
No, that was the day of.
The day of, they did the same thing to Trump.
Yeah, they swapped out his Secret Service team. You can see if you guys can go you can look this up on YouTube. You can see the Secret Service guy turn around and look at the guys like,
And
what are we
then
doing? What are we
I
doing?
know for a fact that Secret Service, FBI, and local police departments don't get along and they don't work together.
I learned that from Rush Hour.
So you can if you going up against the deep state,
Oh, I was coming back to you over there.
if you going up against the deep state Democrats,
Yeah.
those are the type of things that happen.
Well, okay, so the response is what's crazy to me. So everybody was making it a big deal about Charlie Kirk dying, right?
I don't think he's dead.
Why didn't Donald Trump one time mention, I know the feeling because I got shot too? Why didn't he say that one time?
Donald Trump is a
got
selfish
shot.
guy. He's not gonna pass that light.
But if
He
you got
used to
shot in the
raise his
head
hand when he was
just
down.
months before and you just seen this man get shot and you're trying to tell everybody political violence is not okay, wouldn't that be the time to segue to be like, I know it because I went through it?
No, why does that little piece of shit never say, oh, I'm gonna fight the coup, I'm like, as much as he fucking talks about Biden, why doesn't he talk about the person who fucking shot him? And that never went to court.
What nationality was Charlie Kirk's security team?
White?
Israeli.
Israel on both sides.
Spicy white.
Don't do that.
That's a fact.
That's right.
Israeli Mossad, yeah.
But I don't know. I seen the way that the blood shot out too was suspicious too.
On Charlie Kirk?
I also seen Wag the Dog too, the movie.
I
so-
ain't never seen. I got footage when I had to shoot through the door to protect myself. I
1,000%.
seen the guy get hit in the neck.
And the blood squirted up in the air, you said.
Right. So, when I seen the Charlie Kirk footage, I'm like, that's a little strange because the exit wound, the entrance room don't never eject blood.
It does not.
It had to be coming from the back.
Yes, that's how it
That's
works.
all I'm saying. I done been shot up and I done administered it. I never harmed nobody who didn't deserve it, only in the line of work.
They're saying blood don't spill out like that.
Not in the entry room.
no.
It shot outwards.
That man microphone exploded. That's the same way Israel killed several people by making their pages explode. It's the same thing.
They got the pencil guns and they got the camera guns. If you see different classified, well declassified now, CIA tools that they use for murder, they
Yeah, I
have
think they got
cameras.
shots on the
Let me
microphone.
ask you something. Why would they submit over the crime scene? They did that right after he was died.
You know where else they did that?
Why would they do that? And never have a
They did,
funeral.
but they did.
They
It was only her clip.
He
They
doesn't
didn't
have
show
an
it.
autopsy.
She holds his hand. Erica Kirk did a video holding his hand and showing him in the coffin, but she didn't show his face.
But they didn't have, there was never even a fucking visual for him.
I heard she had a $50 million policy.
When Ozzy Osbourne died, there was a fucking visual.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Like,
Kobe
there was
Bryant too. Yeah.
Wasn't no
Exactly.
funeral
Like,
for
there's
Epstein
at least a
either.
little something for the people that were fans, and then you have Charlie Kirk that never had a fucking.
I would have went up there.
You would've went up there and did
Sit
that.
on his ass.
Man, they had his funeral so fast. They rallied and organized that so quickly too, man.
Yeah, because the people with the three fingers is organizing all of this. It all boils down to the crocodile.
There are people on this earth with 3 fingers.
I sent the footage.
Yeah, I saw those.
No, it's more than that. I said way more footage than that.
Oh, okay. Like, we have actual footage instead of just like
No,
drawing.
we have bodies.
We got bodies.
Yes, mummies, bodies. With full HD x-rays.
So last night you used hens. Honestly, nothing better than what I've ever.
Can I say something that I wanted to mention earlier when we were talking about Meg Thee Stallion and how you guys are upset about Tory Lanez and everything? I'm like, when it comes to like the Epstein files and all the shit that has been said about Epstein and Trump, you know how people are like, if we just believe women, like that's why stuff like Meg Thee Stallion is the reason why I'm like, this is why we don't. This is why we shouldn't believe everything women say, because women are fucking liars too.
That's from the woman equality.
This is from a woman.
No,
From
and
a
I believe
woman, I don't think that women should be believed all the time, because you could be in a room by yourself with a woman, and because, like Jaguar, like he said earlier, it's like, you know, just because you don't want to fuck with her, all of a sudden you are a bad person, whatever the fuck they want to say.
I wouldn't touch Jaguar right with your dick.
Man,
Whoa, folks grave.
Man, I believe
Now with a 10-foot pole.
Man,
Oh,
you know what? That's great introspection. Who would know a woman better than another woman, right? So, you know, a woman, you know, she knows she physically can't whoop you, so obviously she has to deal with you what? She has to deal with you mentally. So women maneuver you with words. You know what I mean? They don't maneuver you with words. So.
Right in the guts, right, boy.
Bro, I'll have you laughing at yourself in the middle of a fucking
Gets you in
argument.
the guts is crazy.
There you go.
God, to be okay. That right there, this skeleton right here, you see the metal piece in the chest? That's made out of cadmium. Don't even exist on Earth.
Oh, is that the fuck?
What is and they got gallstones?
Eggs.
Whoa.
Because what do reptiles do? Lay eggs.
Eggs, yeah.
These are physicians at a university.
Reptilians.
How big are they though?
3 to 4 feet tall.
Okay.
Just like the grave.
Is E.T.
I see he was like, you're like Asian.
E.T. is a grave. Now, this right here was found in Nazca, Peru.
Okay.
It fit the same description from all of the petroglyphs.